Hi, I'm Jay.
Hi, I'm Alex.
For this episode of Playhouse Hunters, we're trying something completely different, and this time around we're working with Josie and Will from Beachhouse Nutrition in Lyndhurst, New Jersey. And they contacted us because they want a playhouse that resembles their business, which has a total beachy vibe.
So we sent Aria to their location, Beachhouse Nutrition, to get some ideas on the next design.
And we're actually really impressed. She did a great job, came up with some amazing sketches, and we cannot wait to turn this beat up old playhouse into a little beach shack. So this is the old step 2 playhouse that we're going to be turning into a beach house. And I don't even think they make this model, but thankfully it does have all the original screws.
We need a hose.
What else?
And soap.
I get a lot of questions on how to remove the windows and doors, and honestly, all you have to do is pull really hard. I promise you're not going to break it. As you can see, the house is already pretty much taken apart, and we're going to start pressure washing.
Hello?
I need to come work with me.
How much does it pay?
And I will pay you gummy bears.
Okay. Hey, my name is Chris. I'm just happy to be here.
Who the heck is Chris?
You need to work smarter, not harder.
So now that Aria has hired herself an assistant, we're going to start pressure washing, and I just wanted to show you how satisfying this is. You'd be surprised how new you can make these beat up old playhouses look by just giving it a good pressure wash. And you don't even have to buy one. You can rent one at any hardware store or wait until after winter, and a lot of them go on sale at Walmart, Lowe's, whatever store you have. So we're going to pressure wash the outside and then move on to the inside. Here you can see how the telephone looks gray, but once you take your pressure washer to it, it literally changes back to its original yellow color. You can of course add degreaser to make your life a little easier, but we just used plain water and it worked. Look at how bright the yellow color looks afterward. While those pieces dry, I'm going to take the shutters and I'm just going to tape off the edges because I do want the outside of the shutters to serve as a little chalkboard menu. So I'm just going to line it up, and then I'm going to give it a coat of spray paint. Before you do that, make sure that you sand it just a bit so that the spray paint grips. The spray paint that I'm using is a chalk paint, so it's not meant for outside. You can also use acrylic paint. And if you're really concerned that it's going to chip, you can use some contact paper instead. They do sell chalkboard contact paper. So now that it's all taped off, I'm going to give it 2 very light coats and let it dry completely. Now, my husband did do this a little backwards, but he did remove the roof later on. We didn't really know it was possible to remove it at first, and as you can see, this house has screws, which is kind of rare for newer houses, so make sure that you're putting all of your screws in these older houses in a little bag so you don't lose them. And now we can make the drain holes at the bottom. This isn't a hollow house like the last one that we did, so you want to make sure that all the water is able to drain. And then he is going to paint just the white panels with this Krylon paint. It is a paint and primer, so you don't need to prime before, and this isn't sleek plastic, so you also don't need to sand. In our experience, when we've primed and used a paint and primer spray paint, we actually get chipping, whereas when we just use this, the paint actually holds up. The doors are also being taped up because we don't want to paint the doors or the fireplace. We just want to paint the white panels. 2.5 cans of spray paint were used, and you can use a sealer on top.
Working with the Playhouse Hunters has been an amazing experience. We have been looking forward to doing this since, a long time. But working with Aria has been a little challenging, don't you think?
The house gonna be finished today?
It don't have any windows.
But you said it was gonna be finished today.
I know.
You know?
Yeah.
So what are we gonna do?
I'm playing the kiddie pool.
You're gonna play in the kiddie pool?
Yeah.
But I have visitors coming.
I don't know how this project's getting done. I don't know.
I don't know. While the house dried, we worked on other areas of the house. So 2 planters from the dollar store and 2 pieces of 98-cent wood from Lowe's was used to create these little poles. So holes were drilled right in the middle of the planter, and then the wood was screwed to the bottom. To keep it upright, rocks were added. We would have added brackets instead, but this is a really small planter and that would have been uncomfortable.
Hello, everybody.
A little bit of cement was mixed up to add weight to it and hold the wood in place. That's my dad, by the way. And then we're just going to set it to dry after it is nice and leveled and move on to the next project. So now Aria has decided to start helping out, and the house is going to be put together so that we can start building the roof. So to put this together, we're using screws. Like I said, this is really rare for these houses to have screws, the plastic playhouses. So this is definitely an older model. So make sure that all of your screws are in a bag so that you don't lose them. So I'm going to put the shutters back in place, and I want to make sure that the chalkboard side of them face the outside. So when you close them, they're white, and when you open them, you're able to write a menu. Now I'm going to take the menu from Beachhouse Nutrition and start writing it out on each sides of the shutters. So on this side and the other side of the house, it's going to have a menu. Chalk markers tend not to smudge, so definitely go with this option. The next step is the roof, and I bought this thatch last year for $38 from Walmart. My advice is to shop around. Thatch could be really expensive, so I bought this right at the end of summer, and you can buy it even cheaper. Right now, I saw the prices and they were a little expensive, so I will leave on the screen what I paid for this. Now I'm going to cut it down so that we can use the other side to complete the other side of the roof. And then I'm going to trim the front as well, because if not, you won't be able to get inside. To make this a little bit more personal, Chris took the Beachhouse Nutrition logo and used a Cricut to make a little vinyl logo, and this is going to go right above the windows.
Who the heck is Chris?
So I went ahead and used some transfer tape, aka Dollar Tree contact paper, and then I just added that, and you can just hand paint whatever logo you want or put it on a little wood plaque. But this is what it looked like afterward, and I think this adds all the difference, even if it's small.
You know, I don't know how Aria does it. The client seemed a little upset. She seems to slack off a lot.
And now we look over and they're doing karaoke together. They're playing in the pool together. I don't know how they went from being upset with her to joining her party, but I'm not mad at it because it buys us a little bit more time to finish the project. You gotta love Aria.
Gotta love Aria.
She's the boss's daughter.
You got to love me.
Now moving on to some decorative touches, I'm going to grab a scrap piece of wood that I have, and I'm going to cut it down into random pieces. As you can see, I'm not really measuring. I'm just cutting it down into random thin pieces, and then I'm going to take each one of those pieces and I'm going to move my blade over all the way to a 45-degree angle and cut the corners down to kind of give it a little house shape. This is what it looks like, and I'm going to go ahead and paint them white because I'm going to make these into little buoys. Now, you can leave them as is, do whatever you want, get creative if you are making this at home, but I'm just painting them randomly and then adding stencils with numbers on them. I saw a lot of buoys on sale on Etsy and they were really expensive, so to create these, the wood was free, but you can get wood as cheap as $1 at any hardware store. And then I had these stencils from the Dollar Tree. I've had paint forever. Now I'm going to take a little bit of some rope, make a little knot and add it right there. And then I'm going to loop another piece and wrap some more of the rope around that, cut it down, and hot glue it in place. Of course, you can skip this step and just drill holes and add rope that way, but I liked doing it this way, and these are the different ones that I created using that one scrap piece of wood. So now we're going to take 2 pallets that we've had laying around. One of them is going to be for the house. The other one is just going to be a little deck. Now, before adding the hooks to the poles, pilot holes should be drilled in, and then you can go ahead and twist in the hooks. We did this to both hooks and also to the house to be able to hang some string lights. If you go to Party City or to Five Below, they do have string lights which are battery operated and aren't glass. So for a playhouse, they are perfect. Also, Family Dollar has something similar. Now I'm just going to add some hooks that I had from the Dollar Tree and hang my buoys everywhere. I got these signs from Dollar Tree as well, and these are going to be added to the poles just to make it look pretty. Now let's take one final look at the house before the transformation, and here's after. Unfortunately, Will and Josie couldn't be there on the day of the reveal, but they did send us this awesome video when they did finally see it.
Hi guys, we just want to say thank you so much for the house. It is absolutely beautiful. It was more than we expected. And we also want to apologize that we're not there for the big reveal, but we're actually working on our second location, and we would love for Aria to come and help out again. We just want to say thank you so much. We are so happy with the house.
So that's it. I really hope that you enjoyed this transformation, and we can't wait to show you our next one. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll hopefully see you on the next one.